Okay, so let me show you the working of our project, and first I will power it on. Here we go, and once I power on, you will be able to get the IP address to which we need to connect from the mobile phone. Yeah, so now we have got the IP address. So I just take the mobile phone and type the IP address in the address bar. So once we do that, it gives us the access to control the robot, so I can start controlling it. Alright, so now let me click the forward on. So the robot starts going forward. So if I click forward off, it stops. Next, backward on, backward off. Finally, warm up, stop, warm up. Right. So here we have the components that is used for our Wi-Fi robot project. So there are two controllers used for this project. One is the wemos D1 Mini, and the next one is Arduino Nano. So wemos D1 Mini enables the project to connect through the Wi-Fi and to control from a web page. And Arduino Nano is used to control the legs using the servo motors connected to it. And also this wemos D1 Mini controls this 1.3-inch LED display, OLED display, to make robotic eyes. Right, so then now let's see how it works. So let's say that the person has connected through the Wi-Fi network, through the web server of wemos D1 Mini, and he gives a command like go forward. So that command is converted into digital out pin, like that corresponding output pin will turn high. That output pin is given to the digital pin of the output pin from this wemos D1 Mini that is being triggered is given as an input to the Arduino Nano. So this Arduino Nano tracks using a digital read, so that whenever it turns high, then we make the robot go forward. So according to the pin commands, we make the robot do some actions according to the command. So let's see the working of it. So I'll give the power supply. Right, so now the power has turned on. So now in a few seconds we will be able to get the IP address on the display. Yes, we got the IP address. So using this IP address we can connect to the network. So I take my mobile phone. Yes, I have just logged in. I just made the IP address on the address bar. Now I click the forward on. So now the robot started going forward. When I make it off, it turns off. Alright, similarly it applies for backward on and backward off. And warm up. So stop the warm up. So this is how it works. So let's see more in detail in the circuit diagram. Okay, so now let's start with the connections for our Wi-Fi controlled OTTO robot. So as I told you earlier, we are gonna use two microcontrollers. So one is wemos D1 Mini and Arduino Nano. The reason behind using two microcontrollers is that this Arduino Nano with the expansion board that is connected, that comes with the OTTO robot, controls these servo motors over here. The four servo motors for the legs will be controlled using this Arduino Nano, but it does not provide the the possibility for connecting with Wi-Fi. So that's the reason I chose the smallest controller that can be used for us to make a web server, and you can use that for our existing project. So now this wemos D1 Mini does two functions. One is making a web server and making some outputs, like triggering some outputs so that those outputs can be used as an input through the digital pins from the nano expansion board in order to control each of the servo motor, like going forward, going backward, and warm up. So I'm using three triggers. So now the three triggers are done using the three pins from here. So let's say that we got connected to the Wi-Fi network of this wemos D1 Mini, and the three triggers happens from D4, D3, and D7 pins. So I will make that three pins. I will configure the three pins as an output so that those output is given from D7 of wemos D1 Mini to number 12th pin of the nano. Similarly, the fourth pin is given as an output to the input of number 7 to Arduino nano, and one more, the D3 output is given as a input to nano for pin number 10. So now after connecting it, you will be able to control it using the buttons from the web page of the web server. Right. So now you need to program it before connecting these connections. Before connecting these connections, you need to first program it individually for wemos D1 Mini and the nano. So for wemos D1 Mini, we will be using micro USB cable for programming it. So for nano, Arduino Nano, we will be using the nano cable for programming it. So once after we do the two programming individually, only after that you need to connect these connections, right? So here, let's say that we have connected these connections. So the power that we provide here is for only this expansion board. So you can provide the power to this power pin, or you can use power for this using this nano cable, right? So how does this wemos D1 Mini gets power is that we connect this 5 volts of this D1 Mini to the 5-volt pin of the Arduino Nano, so that this Arduino Nano powers this D1 Mini as well as the 1.3-inch OLED display. So that's it about the connections. So let's see the program for wemos D1 Mini and then for the Nano. Right. So this is our program for our D1 Mini. Right. So here our major objective is to make a web server, and we need to configure 3 digital output pins. So let's see that. So here we are including libraries for the web server, and you are typing your SSID of your network and your password of your local network. And I have declared 3 integers, constant integers for our output pins: forward pin, backward pin, exercise pin. So this is for our wemos D1 Mini. So D4, D3, digital pin 4, 3, 7 are the 3 pins being used. And then coming down, so these are the libraries, and these are the libraries and code for our OLED display. Right. So here our HTML page program starts. So here on the HTML page program, we make 3 buttons. So we make 3 buttons over here. So when you see that, yeah, so here title, and then yeah, so for 3 buttons are forward, backward, and warm up. So there are 2 triggers. So forward on. So when forward on appears on the initially the forward on appears on the web page buttons. So when you click the forward on, so forward on will be triggered and it will automatically call that function forward on. Here, so here is the forward on. So when forward on is triggered, so we digital write. So digital write the forward button, that is D7, I think. So D7 to high. Right. So when forward off is triggered, the same forward button is triggered to low. Similarly for backward button and for warm up button. So I'm using 3 pins. Right. So handle client will start looking for um, any people who are connected using a mobile phone for the web server. Right. We'll be looking for the client. So that's it. So the program is very simple. So let's dive into the program for the Arduino Nano. Right, so here is the program for Arduino Nano. So there in wemos Mini, we configured 3 buttons for an output. Here we need to configure 3 buttons for input. Right, so there we used digital write. So here we will be using digital read. So now the 3 pins are pin number 7, 10, and 12, on which those 3 pins from the wemos D1 Mini will be connected. That is from D7, D7, D3, and D10. Right, so this is the program for the servo motor. So we include libraries for the servo motor, and then we set the pin mode as an input here. So the 3 pins that are declared at the top, the 7, 10, and 12 here is defined as an input in the setup, and we are making it low. So the initial conditions will be low. Otherwise, the the servo motors will start malfunctioning. So now always you see that you set the pins to low whenever you have defined it. Right. So now we have made it to low. So the calibrate is to make the servo motors to uh, set in the initial condition, that is 90 degrees. So there are 4 servo motors used. So these are different functions for making it move forward, backward, and doing warm-ups. Yes, the main code will be here. Inside the loop, the nano will be looking for any change in the digital read. So in case it receives a digital high from the wemos D1 Mini when the user clicks, when the client clicks forward on, so immediately this will become high because the forward will become high. So if the forward value, it's now the digital read is now assigned to forward integer value. So if this integer value becomes number 1 is equal to high. So equal to 1 means equal to high. Then for walk forward uh, function will be triggered. Similarly, we make it for backward and warm up. So in order to, if any of the button is again made to turn off, like forward off or backward off, warm up off, then stop walking will be triggered. Stop walking is nothing but we are making the servo motor to stop by making it come back to 90 degrees each. So that's it. So the code looks very simple. So I have attached. So once you have done the coding, only then you need to do the connections. right? So once you start doing the connections, you will be able to you will be able to see the function. You'll be able to see the auto robot functions properly according to the the button clicks. So that's it. So I will be attaching all these two programming files and the connection diagrams in this video itself. So in the description you can find it. So if you come across any issues, you just make it as a comment and let's solve it. So now, thank you so much. Let's meet again with another project. Thank you.